What's going on YouTube? We back with another banger today. We got my famous white cheddar mac and cheese. This is not your traditional mac and cheese. This mac and cheese doesn't use eggs at all. For this mac and cheese, we're gonna use a roux, which is just butter and flour mixed together. And then we're gonna combine our heavy cream, then our evaporated milk, and then we go on with our cheeses. We're gonna create a delicious, amazing cheese sauce. We're gonna pour that over the noodles, throw this in the oven to bake. It's gonna come out nice, cheesy, the perfect golden brown. Y'all got to give this a try. Without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, so the ingredients we're gonna need for this mac and cheese are, we're gonna need some heavy cream, some nature seasoning, some flour, ground mustard, smoked Applewood Gouda cheese, some Monterey Jack, white sharp cheddar, some evaporated milk, and we can't forget our corkscrew or Cavatappi noodles. Alright, so for our first step, before we start making our sauce or anything, we gotta get our noodles ready. So what we're gonna do is, to some boiling water, we're gonna add in some salt. A pinch of salt is fine. Now from there, we're adding our noodles. Give those a nice mix. We're just gonna cook those until al dente, about 10 to 12 minutes or so, and they should be fine. Now the most important part, we have to grate our cheeses. If you didn't know, when you grate your own cheeses, cheese flavor comes out a lot better. The cheese melts easier, which in turn turns into a creamier, more cheesier mac and cheese, and that's what we want. First cheese we got here is some sharp white cheddar cheese. We're gonna get that grated into a bowl. And me, I don't separate the cheeses. I like to have a 3-cheese blend, so I'm gonna put all the cheeses inside this bowl. For this step, you can use any cheese or however many cheeses you want. Next up is our Monterey Jack cheese. Now why I use Monterey Jack cheese, y'all ask? Because this adds like a rich, creamy, buttery kind of flavor. And last but certainly not least, my most favorite cheese is the smoked Applewood Gouda cheese. This adds like a bacon type flavor. That's what Gouda gives you. Now that we got our 3-cheese blend, we're just gonna get this all a nice mix together, blend and combine all these flavors. So now for the part we've all been waiting for, we're about to create our cheese sauce. Like I said, for this part, I'm not using eggs. This is not a traditional mac and cheese. I prefer to use a roux. That might not be your thing, but for this recipe, I'm using a roux. That's just how I like to make my mac and cheese. All right, and to start a roux off, salted butter here. We're gonna add this in, we're gonna let that melt. Now that our butter is melted, the secret to creating a consistent roux is you're supposed to use equal parts butter to flour. So I use 4 tablespoons of butter, I'm gonna use 4 tablespoons of flour. I'm gonna add that in, and we're just gonna whisk so we get all the clumps out. As you can see, it kind of forms like a pasty kind of texture. That's what we want. All right, now this one we incorporate our evaporated milk. Trust me, I use this, when I make this for the first time, I use evaporated milk instead of just heavy cream. And this just gives me that steakhouse kind of texture when it comes to mac and cheese. This whole thing is about 2 cups or so. So we're adding all 2 cups. And now for our heavy cream as well. We're gonna slowly incorporate all of this. We're going with half of our cheeses. Just kind of want to just pour it in, break it up as you go. Again, like I said, you want to save enough of this to cover the top of the mac and cheese. If you don't, you might be out of luck. Right, so that's about half of our cheeses. I'm just going to incorporate all of this. Our cheese comes out nice, stringy. Once we get all of our lumps and our clumps out and it comes out nice and smooth like this is when we want to season it. A nature seasoner, and I got if you ain't sneezing, it ain't seasoned. I got my ground mustard. When you add the ground mustard, it's not gonna taste like mustard. It's kind of used as like a enhancer and like a binder of the flavor. So we'll add in our noodles, and we're just gonna get these all nice and folded in. We want to make sure every noodle has some cheese sauce. As I see here, every piece of mac and cheese has sauce on it. A lot of cheese, a lot of flavor. Everything's gonna be nice and creamy. That's good. All right, so we'll make sure we get a greased baking dish. Just some vegetable oil spray. Now this is when we're gonna add in our mac and cheese. I'm gonna smooth this out, spread it throughout the pan. Yeah, if you're like a cheese pool person and you want to cheese pool your mac and cheese, what you can do is you can start with a layer of mac and cheese at the bottom. Then you can hit that with your shredded cheese blend, and then a layer on top of that, and then your shredded cheese blend. That's how you get a cheese pool in the middle of your mac and cheese when you're pulling it out. But for this, I don't care for the cheese pool. I just know it's gonna come out good. All right, so now this one, we're gonna cover this with the rest of our cheese. Make sure you spread it throughout the whole dish. Break it all up. We don't want any missing pieces. Now see, we have just enough cheese to cover our mac and cheese. Make sure we get all that in there. All right, so now with this, what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw this in the oven at 350 for 25 to 30 minutes or so. And we're gonna broil it to get that nice golden brown color on top. It should come out nice and beautiful like this. And what we want to do is we want to let this set for about 10 to 15 minutes. Because if we go in there right now, it's going to be loose and we don't want that. We want all that to set in together. So about 10, 15 minutes and we'll be ready. And last but not least, we cannot forget to garnish off with some fresh parsley. Make it pop, make it look good. Listen to how crispy this crust is. I don't know about y'all, but this looked too good to not just eat it out the pan. So we about to go ahead and just dive in. Look how creamy this is. It's piping hot. Ooh. We're gonna risk it. Just go crazy. But look, if you don't trust me, I'm gonna have my guy Chef Chosen come on. He gonna give y'all the real review, man.
Let me see what you got here, man.
Hey man, let me know what we got going on.
Let me go on that corner right there. That's very nice right there.
Hey man.
Very nice right
Come on now.
Very
Come
nice.
on now. Hey man, look. Whether it's a cookout, a family reunion, family gathering, doesn't matter. Nothing pairs better with some mac and cheese and some good grilled chicken wings. Make sure y'all give this recipe a try. Y'all let me know what are y'all favorite summer cookout classics, and you never know, that might be in the next video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. All the instructions will be linked below. And one thing about it, two things for sure. Chef D the real goat. Make sure to follow for more.